Imagine being able to see woolly mammoths once again walk beside the polar bears in the ice caps. Would it be astounding to see Tasmanian tigers once again alive and in the flesh? How about dodo birds and passenger pigeons, extinct animals that haven't been seen for decades or even centuries? Today's technology has advanced so far that we are now able to clone these animals. The question is, do we or don't we? I'm sure you are all aware of the case of the cloning of Dolly the sheep.
Prior to the creation of Dolly the sheep, scientists thought the only way to clone animals was to extract and reduplicate their embryonic cells. Embryonic cells are cells only present in the early stages of an organism's life cycle. As the embryo develops, these cells begin to split off and form the different cells in the body. This process is called differentiation. Although an individual cell contains all the genetic material required to build an entire body, once embryonic cells differentiate, they can only access genes required for their function.
For example, in sheep, scientists would be able to extract cells from the udder. However, these cells would only be able to be used to create other udders, not entire sheep. Scientists got around this by forcing the cells under starvation conditions. In these conditions, cells were forced back in their maturation cycle until they were much like embryonic cells. This state was called the G0 state.
Once these udder cells had been extracted, the next step was to extract egg cells from female sheep, take out the nucleus, and insert these starved udder cells into these egg cells. During the process of creating Dolly the sheep, 277 of these fused cells were created. These fused cells were then placed into surrogate sheep mothers. Of the 277, only one progressed to form a baby lamb, Dolly the sheep.
Now, that may seem pretty simple. However, there are a few issues in the translation of this method into the process of cloning of extinct animals. Firstly, if they're all dead, who are we to extract the cells from? Secondly, if the species is extinct, who will serve as the surrogate mother? This is the process involved.
What we have to do is actually find a living cell of the desired animal. This is a pretty difficult task. DNA naturally degrades over time. Although scientists have given us a pretty generous estimate that DNA can last for a maximum of 6.8 million years, it still means that some animals, such as the dinosaurs, are still a no-go. This does, however, leave the door wide open for the cloning of woolly mammoths, etc., and other extinct animals. The only problem is we need a large quantity of these living cells to have a good chance of successfully cloning these animals.
As for the issue of surrogate mothers, although a female of the exact same species would be preferred, it is not necessary. A female of a similar species can be put in her place and would serve the function just as well. Now, moving on. Making the assumption that we could bring back dead animals with the snap of a finger. Should we? Or should we not? The first most obvious reason for bringing back extinct species is to expand our scientific knowledge. De-extinction could offer insights into evolution and natural resources that are currently unavailable to us. Using this information, we could help our current ecosystems and stop other animals from becoming extinct. Additionally, by attempting to bring back dead animals, we will be learning simply from the experience. This will mean our skills at genetic engineering will improve no matter the outcome of the experiment. The second reason for de-extinction is the justice argument, which basically states that if it was humans who pushed animal and plant species to extinction, it should be our responsibility to bring them back. Now let's move on to some reasons against de-extinction. The cost. It is not cheap and wise to funnel so much of taxpayers' money down the avenue of de-extinction. The amount of money needed to follow through with this idea would be in the millions of dollars. This money could be spent a lot better on improving other areas of society, some might argue. Additionally, those against de-extinction argue that we should not be wasting scientists' time on things like these when there are more pressing matters requiring their attention, the most obvious being pollution and global warming. Scientists have already proven that greenhouse gas emissions are killing our planet, therefore, surely they should be the main concern for our nation and the world. Finally, although we can do our best to reduce the likelihood of it occurring, bringing back animals who went extinct ages ago could result in them being unable to adapt and perhaps even becoming harmful to our current ecosystem. What if they become pests and go on to kill other animals we should be looking after as well? What if they carry some unknown pathogen and plague in their genes? There is simply too much we do not know.
One question I still have about cloning extinct animals is how far into the future will this technology be progressing to the point where we can actually use it? Yeah, that's good. Same.
My question, how will we be able to use this technology of cloning to deal with some of the more important issues in society?
Another question is, what are the possibilities of environmental setbacks if we bring back species that have been out of the environment too long?